Hey there, ever wanted to learn to code but had absolutely no idea where to start? Well, you are in the right place. Today, we're going to demystify Python, which is one of the friendliest languages for beginners. And guess what? Together, we are going to write your very first line of code. Let's do this.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we'll figure out how we even talk to computers. Then we'll write our very first program. Yep, you heard that right. After that, we'll cover how to store data. And finally, we'll make Python do a little math for us. Super quick, super fun.
Okay, first things first. We have to tackle a pretty big problem right out of the gate. You and I, we talk in words, right? But computers, well, they're living in a totally different universe.
So, on one side, you've got us, just saying, hello, computer, simple. But on the other side, whoa, that's what the computer actually hears. It's just a long string of zeros and ones. It's called binary. And trust me, trying to write in that language would be a total nightmare. So how do we fix this? How do we talk to the machine? Well, we need a translator. And that's exactly what a programming language is. Think about it. If you're in Paris and you don't speak French, you need a translator. It's the same idea here. The programming language translates our ideas into something the computer can finally understand.
And for us, that translator is going to be Python. Now, you'll hear people call it a high-level language. That's just a fancy way of saying it's designed to be easy for us humans to read. A lot of its commands literally look like English, which is why it's such a fantastic place to start your coding journey.
All right, enough talk, right? The absolute best way to learn this stuff is to just do it. So let's get our hands dirty and write our very first program. It's time to see some action. And there it is. Believe it or not, what you're looking at is a full working Python program. Seriously, it's kind of a rite of passage for every new programmer to start with Hello World. And just look how clean that is. It's one simple line that you can actually read. No weird symbols, just a clear instruction.
So what's actually happening here? That word print, that's a special command in Python. You can think of it as a function. Its whole job in life is just to show stuff on the screen. Whatever you put inside those parentheses, it'll display it. And the quotes, they're just telling Python, hey, this is text. Don't try to think about it, just show it exactly as it is.
And boom, just like that, you did it. You wrote a program. With that one line, you gave the computer an instruction, and it listened. That's it. That's the core of what programming is all about. Okay, that was awesome. Making the computer say stuff is a great first step. But what about making it remember things? That's when we can start doing some really powerful stuff. So let's talk about storing data. So that brings us to the next big question, right? If our programs are going to do anything more complicated, they need a memory. We need some way to tell the computer, hey, hold on to this piece of information, I'm going to need it later. So how do we do that?
The answer is a super important concept called a variable. And honestly, the best way to picture this is to think of the computer's memory like a huge warehouse just full of empty cardboard boxes. When you create a variable, all you're doing is grabbing one of those boxes, writing a name on it with a marker, and sticking something inside.
Let's look at a real example. Here, we're making two of those boxes. In the first line, we grab a box, label it name, and inside we put the text Shraddha. In the second line, we grab another box, label it age, and we put the number 23 inside. That equal sign, that's called the assignment operator. It's the thing that does all the work, telling Python to put the stuff on the right into the box with the label on the left. So now, for the rest of our program, the computer knows. Anytime we mention age, the computer just goes, oh, I know that one. It finds the box labeled age, peeks inside, and sees the number 23. It's really that straightforward. And what's really cool is that Python is smart. It automatically figures out what kind of information you've put in the box. So if you put in text, like a name, Python calls that a string. If it's a whole number, like 23, that's an integer. Got a number with a decimal? That's a float. And if you just need a simple yes or no, we use Booleans, which are just true or false. These are like the fundamental building blocks for everything we're going to do. Okay, let's recap. We know how to show things on the screen, and we know how to store information in our little labeled boxes. It's time for the grand finale. Let's put it all together and make Python do some actual math for us.
Now, before we jump into the code, let's just think like a programmer for a second. This is a huge part of coding, breaking down a problem. So what do we need to do? Step 1, get our first number. Step 2, get our second number. Step 3,
Add them up and save the answer. And step 4, show the final result on the screen. See? A simple logical plan.
And check this out. Here's our plan in Python code. It matches our steps perfectly, doesn't it? We make a variable a and put a 2 in it. We make a variable b and put a 5 in it. Then, here's the magic. We create a new variable called sum, and we tell the computer to put the value of a plus b inside it. Finally, we use our old friend print to show everyone what's hiding inside that sum box.
And this is what pops out. Notice it doesn't print the word sum. No, it prints the value that's stored inside the sum variable, which is 7. And that's it. We just took data we stored, we did something with it, and we showed the result. I mean, that's programming in a nutshell.
And hopefully right about now, you're having a little aha moment, because you now have all the essential pieces. You know how to store numbers, and you know how to print things. So what if you changed that plus sign to a minus sign, or an asterisk to multiply? What if you used completely different numbers? The basic idea is exactly the same. You now have the tools to make the computer calculate pretty much anything you can think of.